Right, good afternoon. It is 12 o'clock, and of course that means here at the craft store that we have got the second look of the day at the one-day special. And we are also talking about Black Friday event. So we have got an incredible savings across the board because we are doing Black Friday, and we have got them on fabulous products from, of course, Pink Frog Crafts. And the woman who is the very talented lady who is going to tell us all about what you can do and why you need them in your life, of course, is Hazel. Hazel Eaton, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You?
Well, I'm always happy to see you, and always it's funny because we have known each other for years. We have been in the industry. You have been in many capacities. Yes. You even have your own shop and things like that. And yet, every time that we work together and I see your demos, I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. That's a great idea.
And it's just nice to kind of go over old stuff. We do so much, but we forget. It's there, but it's just like, oh, I remember how to do that, and you do it, and it's just like, it blows you away each time.
Yeah. And I think when you have got the one-day special, for instance, which being from Pink Frog Crafts, we know that is foundations, essentials of our paper crafting, and we have got some amazing news. We had, when we launched at 6 p.m., we had two different options. One sold out, and by the way, anything in here as well, that any of the paper bundles or card bundles, once they're gone, they're gone. However, we have got a brand new option. This is not the one that sold out, so if you went for that one at 6 p.m. last night, you would not have seen this one. You will not have done, because it's the third option, basically.
Exactly.
It's third option, I would say, which we are. Shall we talk about that one first? Because everybody.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one first, and then we'll go over
exactly.
the main.
Just because I'm sorry, I'm going to say apologies to the director because I'm messing. But for me, it's like as a viewer, I know that the one-day special, I tend to watch all the shows now. Why is this different, Hazel?
Okay, so in this set, you have got 100 sheets as per set one, but you have got 25 misty grey, 25 slate grey, and 50 ice crystal. Okay,
and
so you've got three colour options in this one, but it gives you both the shades on the grey. So can you see you've got that more, it's almost like a more bluey tone as a...
And then more goldy one. I would say either that there is the cool grey, this is the warm grey or more goldy grey, and then you have got that ice crystal, which I adore.
So your ice crystal is 250 GSM, your misty grey is 260, and your slate grey is 300. So lots of different weights to play with your projects.
And all of them are, for me, a construction way. So you can do blank cards, you can do boxes, you can do things like that. You will know what is your preference in terms of different things.
So the reason, sorry, I'm just going to put one. The reason there's no shimmer in there is because that is now, we're at the end of it, because it's only available now in kit one. And once that's gone, it's gone. We'll never, we can't get it back.
Right, so if you want yours, do make sure to check out your baskets. If you are tuning in right now and you have been watching all the audio one-day special shows, this option hasn't been seen before. This is the first time that you are looking at, the different item number in there that you can see. 189882 is your item number. The Black Friday price is you are saving £16, £19 and 98 pence is your price. Now, the one-day special, sorry, I did that because it was kind of a one-day special. And now the shimmer white is in here in this bundle. This is the one-day special, which is £16 off. This is why I get confused, because it's like, that's such a big deal as well. It's like a one-day extra option of the one day.
It's almost like a top-up, because I know that you're going to absolutely love that grey when you get it home. And so to get the double helping of the grey and extra ice crystal, I think is a winner.
It is indeed. So, now, of course, the one-day special, this is the Anna scorecard, 15 by 42. You are getting 25 of each of those options, of those colors, sorry. And again, in this one, you are getting also the duo, the chocolate
duos. Yeah, so it's matte on one side and pearlescent on the other. So that's your pearlescent side. Which I love, because it gives you different options. You can ink onto these, you can construct with them, you can make your card blanks.
So the matte side is this one. If I put it like this, you will be able to see it's a slight different there. You can see the difference in there. So that is 400 GSM, isn't it?
That's 400 GSM. So perfect for your frames and, well, whatever you want to use it for. It will still die cut, it will still emboss. So lots of options.
For covers for mini albums as well,
Yes.
and journals and things like that.
Absolutely, and there's a few samples in there which we'll dig out.
And then, of course, you are getting the ice crystal and the misty grey as well.
So your ice crystal is your 250, which we just said in the other set. Your misty grey is the 260.
And then the shimmer.
The shimmer's 350, and that's got that iridescent pearlescent.
Oh, wow.
I said that last time. But don't forget, you're also getting your instructions in both sets for 10 folds and your frame folds.
So you are going to get those ones, and I love that you have incorporated the representation there as well, the visual representation. That's included there with a £16 saving. Remember to check out your basket. 788947 is your item number. Then we have, look at that, what you can create when the one day special. I love those ones. And also it's perfect for a little bit of mixed media, kind of vintagey, kind of that sort of elements. Then we have got a bundle that has the 20 by 40. So we are talking a little bit bigger.
Absolutely, and this is proving so popular. I know we've not got a lot left, and again, it's when it's gone, when it's gone. So this one only got added in this morning, but has been so busy.
It is. Now, you know, over 50% of the stock has gone, and 8 a.m. was the first time we saw them. So if you want to go for these one, please make sure to check out your baskets. Better than half price by 1 penny. Now, when we start folding, what sort of sizes of finished cards we would be making?
So the 20 by 40 is equivalent to your 8 by 8. You do get a full instruction sheet with your 10 folds. It's got inverted steppers on there, pizza boxes, you've got your pocket folds, your gate folds, your Z folds. It's all there listed down for you.
Well, we have got easel, like a
twisted
easels as well. So those instructions will be there.
And you'll also get your frame instructions too. There's your Z fold. Again, that can be so many other different cards. It's just the basics for you to work on.
The ones that I'm showing, they're done with the black and white card, but of course you are getting two beautiful shades of grey, one more warmer tone and the one
I always carry the concept suite with me because it's just...
They do. Very busy for this bundle. If you want to go for it, make sure to check out your baskets. Remember what Hazel has said. This is, you know, every single bundle of card, once it's gone, it's gone. If you want anything, whether it's the one day special, the brand new kind of kit that we hadn't seen before, or this one, you need to make sure to check out your baskets to not miss out. In every show, we have got 2, 3, 4 sellouts, so make sure to check out your baskets. Then we have got the 15 by 30 in the 2 greys, in the slate grey, and of course the misty grey. This is one of your favourite sizes, isn't it?
It is my favourite size because I'm sure I was the first one to bring it onto air, and I just love it. And that's when all of the instructions were born and everything. But 100 in that pack, slate grey and misty. This is new this hour, purely because all of the levels have gone right down. So that's all. Again, when it's gone, it's gone. I hate to say it, but I just don't want you to miss out.
No,
because
absolutely
it is
not.
Such a lovely cardstock.
It's one of those ones that I love that it's double-sided. I mean, I love, you know, the pearlescent nature. I love that it's a luster that is elegant. I love the size that then once you start folding, it will fit on a C6 envelope.
Yes, it will.
Or a 6 by 6.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so that is a kind of incredible. And remember, the instructions on how to create it will be there. The actual card that you are getting, you can see it here, is that beautiful, beautiful misty grey with that warm tones and the slate grey, which is the cooler one. You are getting 100 in total, 50 of each for £11.99. You are saving £12. 573 553 is your item number. And then we have the glitter card. This is the 285 GSM. You're getting 40 A4 sheets in there, and it's going to be colors, a mix of colors in the sense that, well, you know what, Hazel, you explained that very well.
So it goes through a 4-colour print process. So it all starts off at silver, and then so this is right at the very beginning of the process. So you have to go through all of the different shades to get to your desired colour. So every pack that we sell will be unique because there'll be a slightly different shade in each one. But yeah, you'll definitely get, I think he said 10, I'm not going to say quantities, but you're definitely going to get white in every pack. You'll get a shade or some shades of red, some shades of orangey, some shades of the rose gold, some of the gold. So they match brilliantly with the chocolates and the greys on the show too.
I love these ones. Now, of course, you are talking about 285 GSM, so construction way, but also embosses still beautifully.
It does emboss beautifully. You can ink onto it. Now, I've inked that onto the white one, but I've just been playing, and it inks really well onto the rose gold. You can paint your oxides onto it, heat set it, and it looks amazing.
It does, absolutely gorgeous. This has got a whopper of a saving, £21 saving, £10.99. I actually think we should do the math. It's 2/3 of the price. It's almost 2/3 of the price. 3232828 is your item number. It's definitely over 60%. I have got this obsession with maths and numbers, even though I'm terrible at. But but it's just like, just saying, over definitely 60%. Now, another massive saving, now over a 50% saving here. This is the light cards or paper at 170 GSM. Are we talking about the same kind of tonal differences?
Yeah, the same sort of tonal differences, but some people prefer to work with a lighter weight if they're posting and stuff. It still embosses beautifully. You can still score it, you can still die cut it, you can still ink on it. All of them different techniques. If you're heat embossing on there and cutting out, it's obviously going to be easier to cut a paper as opposed to the card. So, yeah.
I do love that. It die cuts beautifully. And also, it's not that often that we see the thinner weight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say thin because it's 170 GSM, but if you're thinking cards, it's thinner. If you're thinking paper, this is very thick paper. And if you will have the non-shed qualities and those beautiful hues as well, you're saving £14, £9.99 is your price. Again, over 50% of the price of 978308. Now, another very popular item is this gold mirror card, but it's, how do you describe it? Vintage gold.
I'd say more like an antique gold. I really like the shade to it and the thickness. So brilliant sizes for matting and layering, but perfect for embossing as well.
Absolutely.
Using your different techniques with it. It just looks amazing.
They do look
Alcohol
amazing.
inks on there
Wow. Again, a massive saving of £14. You're just paying £9.99. We get them in two different sizes, an A5 and A6.
Yeah.
You do like a little smaller sizes as well for that.
Yeah, because it's just a perfect handy size. I haven't got to get my guillotine out and chop it. It's just handy. Grab. There'd be a pile on my craft desk. I have baskets, shelves above my craft desk, and in each basket there's 3 baskets for each. I can't even go into it, but I just literally put my hand in and dip
and it's
down.
good to have that sort of ready cut, because I also thinking if you're going to die cut, like I use a lot of my own personal dies into like metallic kind of, and if you have got a bigger piece of card, you have to chop into because you don't want any markings. Having it smaller, it just makes life so much easier.
But also, though, £9.99, but look at the stack that you're getting.
Absolutely.
It's
it's
amazing.
not. When I looked at it, I thought it was actually just one or the other.
Yeah,
No. You are
both.
getting 120 in total. 40 of the A5, 80 of the smaller one or the A6 ones for £9.99. You kind of split it as well. If you are like, maybe you are crafting with, and you just pay like if you share it with a friend, then you £5 each.
Share it with friends or presents. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. 351978 is your item number. And then we have got the ice gold paper. You are getting 300 sheets of 120 GSM. Now I'm going to ask the same question I asked before. I do remember the answer, but for those ones who didn't watch, what can we do with the ice gold?
So with the ice gold, you can print onto it. It's got that lovely gold sheen in it. You put your sprays on there, you're not going to lose the sheen, it's going to enhance it. You start die cutting and making your flowers. When they curl, you get that beautiful shine. It is just a lovely, lovely product to work with, and it always sells so well when we bring it on.
Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. £14.99 is your price. You are saving £24, which means that it's better than 60% off. 072428 is your item number. You will find them on the website, thecraftstore.com, in which you will find everything there. Please make sure to check out your baskets. Everything is flying out. And remember, these bundles are, once they're gone, they're gone. So for instance, that Silver Mary card, it's gone. That Perlice collection, the one-day special that came in with the 2 different options, one of them is gone. We had another bundle, the 20 by 40, or we had with 4 different colors, that's gone. This is why I repeatedly said you need to check out your baskets. There is something that I'm going to always say about, savings. Savings are great, but having savings on bundles that you know you will not be able to get back of wonderful quality, that's when it's like, jump ahead, check out those baskets. That's all I'm going to say. Right, Hazel.
So I'm going to do a demo, but I just want to show you the ice gold, and I'm going to use the Pearly Winks. This is the set of 7 that we've got on there. Okay. And I'm just going to spray a few on, just so that you can see that you don't lose that.
Yeah. If you want to go for the Perlice collection, the answer at the bottom of the screen for the ice gold on the left-hand side of the screen.
Can you see it's
yes.
still got that? Now, obviously, I've got to dry that.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to move it to one side, and we'll have a look at it later on. But that will dry perfectly.
Yeah.
So we'll just mop that up. And the first thing that I'm going to work with is the one-day special. And we're going to make a journal. Something a little bit different. So...
Right.
Using the Chalk Duo, obviously you can make it in any colour that you want, because you've got 4 to choose from.
Right.
I've got some marks on there, but it's fine, it'll be hidden. So 4 sheets I'm going to use to make the outer of the journal. So I'm going to start on my board, on the centimetre side, and I'm going to come along and go 21 centimetres
right. Yep.
and 23.
Perfect, yeah.
And I'm going to do that twice. So it's going to be like, I'll show you. No, I'm going to keep it as a surprise.
Oh, you are going to do a surprise, that's fine.
Like so on both of these bits,
yeah.
I'm going to turn over and just fold in those lines.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to join those together. Now what's going to happen is, because I've done 21 and I wanted the depth,
yes.
my front is going to be 2 centimetres short. And that's going to happen on both of them. So what I need to do is add on a front and a back, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, to me at least.
Yeah. Right, so if I rotate that around, this is going to join in like so.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it back a little bit, so that when I put my middle bit in, it doesn't interfere. So I'm going to use some EVA.
Yeah, which we have on the show. Not only the EVA glue, but also the empty, the fine nozzle bottles where you can refill, which are brilliant.
I couldn't be without mine now.
Well, so many people like Julie, our lovely friend Julie Hickey, who was here yesterday. She also is like a massive fan of them, isn't she?
We got a big hug outside.
Oh, yeah.
It was so lovely to see you in person.
I did have a quick lunch with Julie and Paula as well. Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget you're double-sided. You can choose what side. I'm going to cover it up so it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to add this piece onto the inside of here. And again, I'm just going to come out slightly so it doesn't interfere with my fold line.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll pop that one on.
By the way, we have an update. This is what happens with Pink Frog Crafts when especially, this Black Friday event. Now, the brand new that we show for this show, the 15 by 30 into the different 2 ice, the misty grey and slate grey. Well, by the time I say that, we'll have sold out. It is limited stock. If you have it in your basket, do make sure to check out. You have a saving of £12. You are just paying $11.99. If you want it, check out. It's not coming back. All these bundles are, once they're gone, they're gone. If you want it, check out your basket. baskets. Back to you, Hazel.
I didn't think it would last long.
No, well, it is your favorite size.
Absolutely,
it's probably one of
yeah.
my favorite sizes, so I think many crafters will do it. But also, those greys are brilliant for masculine cards.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Definitely.
Even I was thinking wedding invitations when you want that air of
Oh,
sophistication.
Yeah, grey, beautiful.
You know.
I must admit, I do love grey.
Yeah, I do love grey.
So just
It's my
pull
hair.
that back. Okay.
I think that's gone over some people's head, but you know.
So I'm just adding the last bit. So all I've done is done a front and a back to hide that shorter front.
All right.
I might as well put that on the outside. So just make sure that you're level at the end. And now what you've got is something that is pretty sturdy because how many have you got? You've got one, two, and one in the middle.
Right.
4, 8, 12, 1,200
Wow.
GSM. Just squeeze the ends because remember you've got a 2 centimetre gap.
Right.
That
Yeah.
hasn't got the middle bit in.
middle,
Okay,
yeah.
so now I've got this like trio
Wow.
that flips out.
Yeah.
So for the middle,
Right.
all I have done, and I've done this ahead of time for
Yeah.
you, I've added.
I love a concertina. I love that so much.
Now I think there's 7 cards there, but you add as many or as little as you want. And I'm going to place that in the middle so that this can really become my journal. So
I got a little bit too excited, and I will explain why. Because whenever I see a concertina, I always think it's like it's a memory book. It's a place to put wishes for from a lot of people to a lot of people, special birthdays, pictures. It's just one of those ones that is. If you want to make a swatch book of all the things that you know, all the stamps and dies, paints, you know.
Like we've all got so many different. That's the first thing we do when we get something new and inky, isn't it? We do a swatch. So what better way to catalogue them?
Wow.
So I like to give that a tap down on there to make sure it's all in place, and then make sure you fold up the sides. Make sure you've got no interference. Okay. Which we haven't.
Sorry to interrupt you,
okay.
Hazel, but it's going to be one of those shows, like all the One Day special shows for this Black Friday event. Now, the two greys in the 15 by 30, now technical sellout. If you still have got it, if you have it in your basket, check out, you will get it, otherwise you will miss out. It's not coming back on extended. Now, you still can get it on the 20 by 40, that's still available. Yeah. Personally, I would say, I would go for it because remember, once they're gone, and these colours are, you know, kind of almost like a limited run, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's literally a warehouse clearance. So
it makes sense.
So there's the basis for my journal.
Right,
and I've got that. So I'm now going to do a technique onto the ice crystal.
Perfect, yeah.
So I'll pop that to one side, and I'm going to start off with my board.
Right.
On the centimetre side.
Yeah.
And this time we are going to, in fact, I'm just going to quickly ink it first.
Right.
A little bit. I've got my board between my legs. I'm just going to pop a bit of speckled
Right, a speckled egg, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just put some ink on there and use yourself a bit of kitchen towel.
Right.
Just to rub that in, and all we're doing is just taking the wet ink off.
Right.
That's all. Clean that up. Then you can bring your board in. Get it on the right side.
Right.
And put your colour face down.
Yeah.
So we think, no, it was every 2 centimetres. 2, 4, 6, 8. So just every 2. There we go. And this card measures 20 and a half, so I'm going to have an extra little bit at the end, which is fine. And then I'm going to bring in some ground espresso and just get a bit of
I love
colour.
your technique like that.
It doesn't even have to be tidy,
No.
okay? So we've got some brown on there, and again, I'm going to rub that in, and I am going to go over and dry this. And there's a reason behind that, because I am now going to add in some, oh, that's going to be cool, sorry. It needs to be dry for the next step.
Probably.
So just whiz that over.
Yep. And of course, I love how by kind of smudging it with a paper towel has made it a little bit more brown in the areas, and now it's completely dry.
Right, a bit of anti-static on there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be prepared and get my little piece of paper ready.
And is this from the One Day Special, the card that you are using? Is it the ice crystal?
We've got ice crystal, which is the matte one with that little shimmer in it.
By the way, 70% of the remaining option of the One Day Special. The other one sold out. And remember, this is the last time that a chocolate duo is going to be featured. So if you want yours, check out your baskets. Back to you, Hazel.
Okay, so now I'm going to go over and just add a little bit more of the chocolate on the top.
Yeah.
Like so. And we're going to come in with our black powder.
Yeah.
I knew I'd get it everywhere, but you know. Okay, so this is quite a tame version, but I actually really quite like it.
Oh, I do like it, yeah.
So, what I'm going to do, normally I get quite a lot on there, but it just depends how you've dried it and all sorts. So what I'm going to do is we'll just heat that up.
Right.
Just bear in mind it's sticking to oxide, so you haven't got long before it dries off. So you should get some really nice. And what you can also do...
That's so clever, that
you can
texture.
do layers as well. You can add more to it.
Yeah. And this is another way of showcasing that the ice crystal card in the One Day Special. It's such a good card that you can score it, drag the ink, put it in embossing powder, and it will be that beautiful card that maintains its nature. It's 250 GSM, so it means that if you have to mat and layer, it's not going to overweight the front of it either.
Yeah, so I'm going to just go in and add a little bit more now, purely because I was just a bit light-handed.
Yeah. And remember, the One Day Special, the details on the screen, you have got the gorgeous ice gold in there. You have got the shimmer white, you have got the misty grey, and of course you have got the chocolate duo. That is the last, basically, once it's gone, the chocolate duo, that will be it with that double nature, the matte side and the pearlescent side. 70% of the stock has gone now of the last remaining option for the One Day Special. Back to you, Hazel.
Okay, now we're a bit darker, so I'm really liking this coming together now. So I'm just going to heat this up, and then I'm going to bring one in that I've already started.
Yeah.
But the idea with this, and I think this is where the second bundle would really come into play if you want to make journals like this.
Right.
Because you get more of the ice crystal in that one, these are brilliant for the pages for inside, because it's that matte and you can do so much onto it.
Yeah.
So just going over, you shouldn't really heat on top of glass, but it's just because it sweats a little bit underneath. Yeah. And we're nearly there. But you don't have to do this in black, you could do it in white, and it will give you more of a, like a lime washed look.
Yeah, that would be white wash. Yeah, I love that.
I'll tell you what I have got, if I can get my hands to it.
And it won't matter too much if you over emboss it, over heat it, because if you want glossy, you can leave it with not too much heat, but then if you want it more of a matte look, you can do that. I love that.
Now there is it on white on top of the grey.
I like that.
That's what I was on about with the limey wash.
Yeah,
it looks lovely. Okay, how we all dry. Yeah, that's good. So now, if we bring... That's a proper good tidy up, you know.
Yeah, well, we will let you tidy up in a second. Yeah. And then we'll do a quick recap.
Here's one that I've done. It's exactly the same. Yeah. I've got a front on there, and I've die-cut journal with Julie's new alphabet that she had on yesterday. And I've done my back. And that's what I was saying. Look, this one's got a lot of black on it.
It does.
Whereas this has got that. So now this side, this is going to go on here. And then I'm ready to stick all my pages in and decorate and have some fun.
That is lovely.
I'll stick this in and you can
I can give a quick recap and then we'll come back to you, Hazel. Now, incredibly busy show, as it has been every single show from the One Day Special. Why? Well, because you have got incredible savings on are bundles that are incredibly popular, incredibly versatile. We are talking about Pink Frog Crafts cardstock, which is fabulous in its quality, fabulous in the sense that they have been cut to sizes that then you can take the instructions that come in with those bundles and tell you exactly where you can score your card. Therefore, for me, it's like you're buying card that you don't need to cut, but you can just score to your heart content. Scoring means that you can create little, kind of photo boxes that you can post in the mail, or then you can send it like Christmas. It could be a Christmas picture in here. It could be maybe a piece of jewelry that you hang it from the top. There is so many possibilities, and this is just one of the possible folders that you can do. But even better is that not saving of £16. It's on cardstock that once it's gone, is gone. So this is the last chance basically to get that duo, chocolate duo. And let's have a look at that chocolate duo, because it's matte on one side and shiny, well, I would say pearlescent shimmer on the other. If I turn it over, you think it's quite similar, but when I put it beside here, you can see the gentle pearlescent nature of it. So if you want that, make sure to check out your baskets. Remember, now 70% of the last remaining option of the one day special has now gone. You also get the misty gray, you are getting the gorgeous shimmer white, and then the ice crystal. This allows you in different ways, because for instance, the chocolate duo is 400 GSM, the misty slate is 260 GSM, the ice crystal is 250 GSM. So we are, and the shimmer is into 350 GSM. All of those weights are construction, which means that you can do construction mechanisms like this. You can do your boxes as well, your shadow boxes as well, with the depth in here. Whichever one you want to go for, you can. And this is the thing about a scorecard with instructions on how to fold them, to have all those different ones, including the down stepper one. 788947 is your item number. Remember, this is the last option available. 70% of the stock has gone. Now moving on to another bundle. This is how we started this hour, because we hadn't seen it and I was just too eager to see that one. £15 and by 42 centimeters. Now this one, you have got three, you have got three different colors in here, 100 in total. You are getting 50 of the ice crystal, and you are getting 25 of the slate gray and the misty gray.
That's it, yeah.
Is the ice crystal, right, or we are getting in this one?
Ice crystal,
okay, so, double checking. I don't want to give you any wrong information. I always, double checking. So 100 in total of the 15 by 42. You also have a £16 saving there. It's almost like having a third option of the one day special. £19.98 is your price. 189,882. Now, if you are tuning in at the 12 o'clock show, but you have been watching religiously on every single show, you wouldn't have seen that previous show bundle that we had seen. So if you wanted that one, make sure to check out your basket. Now, very popular as well for the gorgeous 20 by 40 size. So this one falls into either an 8 by 8 roughly, or of course this one as well, the C5, if you fold it into a different way. But it's a really nice way to use it. Now this one is flying out as well. We're talking 60% of the stock. The first time we saw it was at 8 a.m. And this is some of the folds that you can achieve. Remember that you are getting instructions for them to those score and folds. Now you can see the saving, £11.99 is what you are paying, saving of course £12. You are getting 20 of the slate grey and 20 of the misty grey, and you can see the warm and the cold kind of tones of them. 490120 is your item number. They are flying out. Please, if you want them, do check out your baskets. Do not miss out on card that once it's gone, but also incredible quality for matting and layering to create your memory books, your cards, and pieces of art that you're going to keep for a long time to come. Now, talking about some sparkle and metallics, we have got this glitter card with different colors coming through, and every single piece of card will be slightly different in terms, because that's how the process, and that is how you are getting this absolute bargain. price. There is two different ones that we are going to have a look. The first one is the 285 GSM. You're getting 40 shades in here, and as I mentioned, there is a variation in colors here. 323828 is your item number. You're saving £21. I mean, it's an incredible saving there. £10.99 is your price, way off, much more than 60% off. So make sure to check out your baskets for that one. Then we are going for a slightly thinner grammage or GSM. We're talking about 170 GSM A4, and again, you have got a mixed pack of colors, but you're gonna get your silvers, your golds, your kind of eternal reds, and kind of rusty oranges as well. As I mentioned, every single shade might be a different, slightly different shade, but the fact that they are, 170 GSM means that you can fold and score it and shape it, and of course, die cut it with precision and excellent results every single time. 978308 is your item number. Saving £14.999 is your price. Fabulous saving, again, over 50%. And then I need to mention that we are very busy as well for the gold card. In here, I'm gonna put it like this, actually. I'm gonna just put this one in here and then hold it like this. So you can see both sizes. You are getting them both. You are getting 40 of the A5 and 80 of the A6, so 120 in total. They are 320 GSM, and it has got that antique gold look to it. It's a little bit warmer in tone, that traditional gold mirror card. So if you have more of a preference for more of the vintagey look, this is perfect. But also the fact that it will score beautifully, die cut many of your dies, and emboss with your embossing folders, giving that rich detail where the light hits their highs and lows and creating that perfect finish there. Having them cut into size means that you don't have to do a lot of trimming, and that is kind of saves you time and money. 351978 is your item number. £14 saving, £9.99 is your price. And finally, we are going to talk about ice gold paper. Now this is 120 GSM. You are getting 300 A4 in here, and this is a paper that, like Hazel has demonstrated, you can spritz into it, and then you can see the shimmer coming through it even after you have a spritz. So that means that you can do that and then die cut it flowers and shape them, and still will have that luster and shimmer. 072428 is your item number. You are getting 300 of them, and that whoop of a saving, £24. That is the saving. You are actually just paying £14.99. 072428 is your item number. Now, Hazel, you are ready. So what are you going to show us next?
Okay, so this time we're going to go on to the shimmer card, and I'm going to be using quite bright colours. Let's just see where we are. So we're going to create this type of effect. So this is the Z fold. And we're going to be heat embossing with a clear and doing some bits and pieces.
And so the shimmer white is only available in the one day special, isn't it?
Yeah. So the first thing I do is get a whole piece and I decorate the whole piece. So I've chosen some colours and I'm just going to add down some ink. Now this does soak into the card quite quickly, which quite amazed me, but it's just, there's no rules, just anywhere, just get some colour on. And what I did differently on this one is I did actually spritz it with water afterwards, and I quite liked the effects. You don't have to, you can just leave it as it. I'm just going to put a little bit of that darker one on, because every one that you do will be different.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that. Okay. So a choice, you can spritz it.
Right.
I'm going to do half and half because I've got one done. So if you spritz in, that will just start to move around.
I see, yeah.
We'll keep this bit like this, and then at the end you'll see the difference, because it just means now that I've got to dry it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I will cheat a bit.
Yeah.
We'll probably get to the end and you'll say, well, I can't see the difference.
Yeah, absolutely,
but I'll just cheat, just to speed it up. But obviously, when you do get it wet, make sure that you dry both sides.
Oh, I love that.
Right, that should be enough. And it's important, if you're going to start blending, make sure your mat's dry, because if you've got any wet bits, you'll just transfer bits onto your card. Okay, so now I've still got my whole piece to play with. We have got, so this is our miler, which I cut down with my simple shapes to give me different bits. And I'm going to use, let's start off with the orange. So I could just ink around here.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be tidy because you just build in different layers. Right. You can come down and you can use the innie and the outie. So you're just getting different, so on this one, we'll get more, we'll go to a pink. We'll get more of a solid circle because we're using the stencil part.
Right, yeah.
And you're just going to keep going and mixing with different colours.
And then...
and just building up. But what I also like to do is then start bringing in my stamps and building up. If I bring this piece in, can you see there? We've got lots of different detail going on. So I'll just move to this section up in this corner, and I'm just going to add a little bit more, and then we'll work with some stamps on there. Okay, so my all-time favourite. You can
that's a typewriter, isn't it?
You can stamp in the oxides, you can stamp in VersaFine, whatever you want. Now, my glasses on.
We have those ones, or haven't we, on the website?
We do. We've got all of the stamps are on there for you to dip and pick and choose, but they're all so usable. So I'm just going to work on this little area here, and then I love the tumbling. Again, we'll just dip into any colour and start and add those in as well. But you can get quite creative. Let's put some of the grid on. And if you wanted to incorporate some black, you could, but I just quite enjoy it being the same colours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just seeing where you place it depends on how much
I like that,
it shows out.
Yeah.
So once I have built my way all... oh, you see, I've got to stamp this one. This is a nice one. And I'm going to do it in this, the seedless preserves. And you'll get a good 1, 2, and probably 3rd generation of this, turning it round each time. So you really can play. Okay, so I would continue across. Once I've done it all, I would chop that up into my mat and layers. So I did one piece, and out of that one piece, I've got a layer, and then I've even used a whole piece for a layer on the inside. I started to, I've stuck that together, and I shouldn't have done, but I'm sure I'll get away with it. So I'm going to take my lily stamp from the lily set, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Claire, which is, oh, I can't read it. I think it's Charming Pink.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to ink up, and I also need to put a sentiment in, but I might bypass. I don't know. I could do it at the same time. And I'm just going to come off the corner here. Yeah. So because number one, because I'm on the pearlescent card, I've got more time to. So this is clear powder. And then we'll heat emboss that, and it'll just give us that really nice glossy shine over the top. I saw a bit of powder there because I didn't put my anti-static bag on. So because I've already glued this, I'm going to make sure this is nice and hot before I heat. So there we go. It should be a quick process.
Oh, look at that.
That's it. Okay, so I think I got away with that. I would never mat and layer it before. Never.
It's funny, we end up doing things live on air that we're like, do as I say, not as I do.
I spend the whole time looking at the clock thinking, where's the time going? I've just got to add up some time.
We have got 14 minutes or so.
Okay.
So
oh,
13 minutes.
Mark there. I think I'll get away with it though. So let's score this. So we're going to have a Z fold.
Yeah.
So we'll go on the centimetre side, and I know that I need to score at 10.5.
Right.
And I'm going twice because it's 350 GSM. I want to make sure I've got a nice score down there. And 21. And then what we will do, I always fold like backwards, but then come back on. Yep. And then you get that lovely finish. It's at this stage where I'm starting to get really inky fingers. So this little black mark, I'm not worried because it will get covered up. Yeah. So then I bring in. So this panel here measures 10.5 by 15.
Yeah.
So this is 10 by 14, and that gives me that lovely little layer all the way around. Yep. Obviously, just make sure that your text is up the right way. And we can stick that down. Yep. And the PVA works, EVA works brilliantly on this, even though it's pearlescent. So just slide that into position. And then we've got a matten layer here. So this is going to come here, and I want this one at the same place. So put the back one in first and centralise it. Actually, I'm going to put some foam pads on here because that would look quite nice and different. So there's 1,500 on these rolls, and I know that they're on that Black Friday deal, which is an amazing price.
And I love that they're big squares.
Yes.
So it's just like when you want to mat and layer something, you can just put a couple of them, or 4 of them, and it's just, you don't have to peel up that many backings. Now this roll, you are getting, they are 2 millimeters in thickness. It's not a happy hour, so you have got that saving. It's a Black Friday saving of £3.50, £15.99. It's one of those ones that foam pads is, most of us we use it.
Yeah, you just need them.
You need it, and it will look, it will last a very long time as well. It's one of those ones, isn't it, that you don't have to buy it all the time, but it's just necessary to have at some point.
So I'm just visually centralising that. Yeah. Pop that down, and then when I go to stick this one on, I can line it with the one underneath, and you know that it absolutely matches perfectly. So this time I will glue. So my tip for this is put your fingers underneath until it touches the ridge, and then you know that you can't glue. Need to top up. You can't glue past there. Just stick that one down. Now I have gone ahead and I've cut out a lily to go on there. Right. And I've done my wishes, but we do need to do a birthday. So again, this is from the Editions, Typewriter Editions set. We can take that one off. And we'll do that in pink again, because it really is a lovely bright pink.
It is, and I love how you are showcasing. I mean, this is a side note, but the oxides and the VersaFine, although they're from 2 very different companies, they work very well together. They do, And I have to say, I love Sukinico, but I also love the Ranger, who makes the distress inks as well.
Oh, there it is.
The oxides.
So then we will just pop that.
Yeah.
I mean, on this one, I didn't put a message inside, but I think we'll get away with it. I absolutely love, and with it being the 15 by 42, you could spend a day just doing inky backgrounds and building up, and then you're making your own pattern papers, and that ice crystal and the shimmer is perfect for that. I think I've got that. Just knocked my board over. Did I get it? Yeah. Okay, so then I can place this across here. And again, I mean, you don't have to stick it down. We could use a pad on one side, and maybe we'll have this one a little bit more free. Yeah. If that makes sense. Give it a nice little curl, and then flip it there. We'll come in this side, like so. We can have, something's telling me to do it. I don't do wonky, but I'm putting that on there wonky because I just needed to. And
sometimes it's funny, isn't it, when we go against our own kind of rules in a way. It's like, it was funny because when I came to the UK like 19 years ago, over 19 years ago, I was like, I don't like pink, I don't use pink. And then now it's my most used color, and especially that combination of pink, orange, yellow and green.
Bright and cheery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's zesty. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Hazel. We're going to do it like, we'll have time for a little quick demo at the end.
Absolutely, we'll find something.
Hazel is brilliant, isn't it? Now, the one-day special, we had two options. One of them has gone. And remember, any of these card bundles that we are featuring today, once they're gone, they're gone. And now we have got the last remaining option. Over 70% of the stock has gone. This is basically the last chance to get that gorgeous chocolate duo in 400 GSM and the shimmer white as well. In both, you are getting 25 of those ones. Plus, you are getting the gorgeous misty gray, 25 of them, and the ice crystal. All those four sizes in 15 by 42 centimeters on a scorecard. Remember, the advantage of a scorecard is that you can score into many different ways, instructions for which you have got them delivered with your one-day special, including the frame in different sizes. And therefore, you can create your favorite scoring folds. You can do them as maybe a 6x6 if you do a little bit of trimming. You can do these kind of foldings, and then you have got that kind of pockets. Inverted stepper cards as well, you can do those ones. And these folds will fit into an A5 envelope, or C5 in actual fact, or even if a 6x6 easel, twisted easels. There's so many possibilities. To me, this is one of my favorite sizes because, like Hazel has shown, you can create like A5 landscape concertina. So if you are thinking of doing memory albums or memory or cards for somebody who a lot of people need to sign, this is a perfect size for it. I'm kind of the designated special birthday cards and living cards, and this is the size I always go to aside from my MSP journals, because I know that everybody can then sign it off, and I can do something creative or just leave it very plain, depending how much I like the person or not. Jimmy. Anyway, you can see there, I left it very plain for him. I'm still bitter about that. Anyway, £16 saving. Whether, for instance, Alex, who is my director right now, who came back as a freelancer, he got a next spectacular card. Still is one of my favorites. It had even a pop-up of a helicopter. But this is why I get very excited about this card on a score, because it allows you to be very creative and getting that amazing saving of £16 on quality card, that scoring card on a scorecard that gives you all those possibilities of folds, makes it even better. 788-947 is your item number. Remember, over 70% of the last remaining option of the one-day special is gone. Grab yours, check out your baskets. Back to you, Hazel. We have about 5 minutes left.
Okay, let's do a cheeky fold then. So this one isn't on the sheet, so it's just an added extra. I'm using the shimmer on this one. Again, you can do it in any colour that you want. We're on the centimetre side of the board, and we're going to go at 3.5.
Right.
And 7.
Right.
And 10.5 and 14. We're going to do that from each end. So 3.5, 7, 10.5 and 14.
Perfect.
So that's like your trifold. Look, you've got 14, 14 and 14. A lot of the card folds, we either work in 7s or 14s or half of that. So one tip that I need to show you is, I'm just going to nibble. Oh, I don't even have to do that. I can do it on my trimmer, can't I? Oh. Instead of wiggling down there. Yeah. I'm just going to nibble a tiny little bit off the end of each end. And the reason I'm doing that is so that when I put it together, it won't interfere with the fold. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. So as always, we turn over and we fold. I'm going to burnish this. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I need to glue or tape. I think I'm going to go for some red liner. With the lesson card, when you're doing, will double-sided tape, especially red liner tape, be a good option for a beginner, especially? Absolutely, but just remember, just bear in mind that you've got one chance. But the way that we stick this down it will make it so
Perfect,
easy.
yeah. By the way, we do have the red liner tape. It's 4 rolls, but because each roll contains 30 meters, is the equivalent of actually 24 rolls. Different thickness, widths of the doubles, the red liner tape in this one.
So this needs to stick round here, but we need an easy way of doing it.
Yeah.
So fold that one in.
Right. Yeah.
On the second line.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why we snipped that extra bit off, and then fold that over, and that will find its fold, and then you've got this lovely little box on the side.
And you're using shimmer white.
Shimmer, yeah.
Which is included in the one-day special, of course. Our only place where you can get it now, and that we are 80% of the stock gone for that last remaining option. It is flying. Now, yes, there is a final call at 4 p.m., but the reason is because there are hours in between, you will not know if it has sold out. We won't be able to give you updates on the one-day special. Therefore, personally, if you are thinking about it, I will make that decision right now and check out my baskets, because that way you know that you are not missing out. Back to you, Hazel.
Okay, so we're just folding it on that second line again and bringing it over. And that gives us another little box on that side.
Oh, that's clever.
Okay. So from another sheet of card, they're dirty, look, you need 7 by 15, and these panels are going to stick on there, but I just want to show you, this is the mirror that is on the special deal.
Right.
So that one's been like debossed, and it's a gorgeous embossing folder, but look how effective it looks. So I've gone ahead and done that, and we can stick that down. This time I'm going to opt for my glue. Now when you stick this one on, you need to stick it so it's flush on the inside.
Right.
So you can get it in position and then squish it flat, and then you can apply your pressure to make sure it's stuck, like so. And the same on the other side. Get it into position. And that's the beauty when you attach it. If you do it like by folding over on the second line.
We have got seconds to go.
Oh,
we just so lost into your demo. That is a brilliant demo. You will be back at 4 p.m. I think with Derek, if I'm not wrong. And Hazel, it's always such a pleasure. I always get
have such fun.
Well, that's a good thing. But if you don't want to miss out on the fun, then you need to check out your baskets, because we have got so many sellouts. Don't miss out on the one-day special. Remember, we won't be able to give you updates through between hours, and we know always it kind of people check out their baskets. So make sure that you get yours. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock, but I leave you with Yanis and Barbara and fabulous savings from Clarity Stamps. Stay tuned.